What's up? Welcome to a short update, second update of today on Sunday, because we're going to have a very volatile week, right? We've had a very volatile week and right now we're going to have another one, given the fact that last week the equities markets and the Bitcoin markets have been dropping south. So we are doing an additional update today, given the fact that I also want to share my opinion about the fact that M&Ms are going to change to become more inclusive, and that's a very important topic to address because it's way more important than discuss Russia invading Ukraine or to discuss whatever is happening with Corona. But we're doing Bitcoin today. So before we're going to continue, make sure to subscribe beneath, make sure to like the YouTube update if you enjoy the content as well, and make sure to actually follow me on Twitter and Instagram where you can find daily content on the markets. So we're getting towards the end of the weekend at this point, in which the price action has been relatively neutral. We have had a test at the daily open at 36.3k, but we couldn't really break through it. And just as Chopperino, volume has died down too, while the sentiment is still pretty much bad. But we're into higher time frame levels. So I'm just making a very short update today with the levels to watch and the most likely scenario that we're looking at right now as well, as we are approaching the open of the CME Futures, which is going to be in approximately 5 to 6 hours from now. So let's head towards the charts and discuss what the scenarios might be in this very short update. So the higher time frames are relatively simple, right? So what we're seeing is downwards rejection, downwards move, or rejection here, downwards move since, rejection here happening at 51, another rejection and another downwards move, through which the RSI is on the lowest level since March 2020, right? So based on that fact, we've got a few levels that we're looking at. First of all, we are definitely looking at the crucial high at 40.7 to 40.5 again. That's the entire level that is definitely the crucial breaker. So that's going to be a very interesting pivot to watch how price is going to react if we get there, given the fact that we've lost that level and we came back into this range construction that we have been acting in previously. So the range low that we've got on higher time frames is also the one at 30k. But we also have a few CME futures gaps that we'll be taking into account. First one, 33 to 34.5 is one to watch, and above us we've also got one which is here at 41k. Didn't really close though, so that is something to watch as well. And based on the price action that we're seeing currently, the CME futures has closed at 36.7, so most likely the price of Bitcoin is going to come back towards the price of the CME close, which was on Friday. So what I'm assuming is going to happen, relatively simple. We've got the lower time frames here. We've had a slight bullish divergence, but actually a pretty weak reaction as we clearly reject that 36.1 again. So based on the lower time frames, I'm definitely looking at this level at 36.1 to actually break through if we want to have some serious momentum taking place here. And if we want to get towards the CME gap, we have to crack this level, and then we also break the daily open that we had from yesterday. On the downwards movement, we've got the higher time frame level. We also got the CME gap low here at 33k. So given the fact that we have been rejecting at 36.1 again, I would not be surprised if we get something like this, in which we make the close of the CME gap first on the downside, before the futures are going to open, before the actual price action is also going to start tomorrow with the US equities and all the equities waking up again. And then we are ready to actually make the close of the CME gap on the upside, given also the fact that the coming week will be relatively important for the Fed and the FOMC to take into account. What we're also looking at is a very slim support at 34.3. It's still debatable, but 34.3 is the one to watch here too. So we're in the process of making a construction here. And when we're looking at the lower time frames and when we're looking at this rejection that we have here at 36.1, it seems more likely that we're going to test the actual lows at this stage. Looking at even smaller time frames at this point, we are seeing a slight level that we might be bouncing on, which is 34.9. That's the first one to watch, but as you can see, and in every structure we are creating a structure on the lower time frames of bottoming. And when we're doing that, or at least some sideways action, you test all the levels that we've got there. And when we're doing that, that will probably include taking the actual low out to take the liquidity there. And I think that we will be doing that somewhere in the coming days. But these are the levels that I'm watching overall, which are 33k, 34.4, 34.5, and 36.1 as then the CME close, and potentially 40.7 are back on the tables, but then we also still have this one at 38.4. So higher time frames, I'd rather long than short. Lower time frames, scalp sessions, I think looking at 34.3, 33k are the ones to watch, or a flip of 36.1. I hope you have enjoyed this small update. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure to subscribe. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central European time, we'll go live again, answering all your questions, because it's going to be a crazy week. Don't forget to tune in, and have a wonderful Sunday. Ciao.